getting very close to Key Largo, and we're going to try to sail through this bridge. We've got the wind off our port quarter, so I think we'll be able to just kind of glide right through. It's a little unnerving, never sailed under a bridge before. So yeah, there was actually plenty of room. We made the trip down to the northern part of Key Largo, Blackwater Sound. We anchored off of Key Largo. It was a pretty good anchorage, but we had some relatively strong wind. So there's going to be a good bit of wind noise, but that's kind of the point to this little shot. I sleep right there, and last night I got up and I'm trying to shield the wind with my hand. I don't know if it's going to work. Last night I got up and I couldn't sleep, and I went into the salon and I was able to get some sleep there. And the reason is up this close to where the anchor and the windlass are, you hear all the noise, and it's very distracting. It kept waking me up. But I think the more interesting thing that I started thinking about is when you look at why do boats wear out so much? Why do they need so much maintenance? Why don't cars need that? Well, you look at that chain, how tight that's pulled, and you hear that creaking noise, and that's one of the noises that kept up. That's the creaking noise of the side. Because the wind, not only is it changing speed, it's going from gust to calm, it's going probably from 15 to 20 knots back and forth, but it's also constantly changing direction with the wind. And it's constantly putting this force on this, on that, on the rope itself, on the chain itself. Depending on what happens when you lower and raise the chain, that little thing out there that the anchor rests on gets a lot of force on it. This whole front of the boat, the fiberglass is being pulled and twisted by the force, and it's amazing to think of and this isn't like a storm or anything. This is just kind of high winds. 15 to 20 is high winds, but it's not. It doesn't qualify as a storm wind. It's not a hurricane, that's for sure. But look at the chain pulling up. The wind picked up, and it's pushing the boat harder, so the chain's pulling up. So it was kind of uncomfortable. The boat was bouncing around a lot, but it wasn't too bad. I let out a lot of scope. I let out 100 foot of scope to. There was nobody else in the anchorage. There was only one other boat in the anchorage. So you leave out a lot of scope. You feel very confident that the anchor is going to hold. We were also able to dive on the anchor to see that it was pretty well dug in. We did go ashore. It's a bit challenging. There seems to be a bit of an anti-cruisers vibe in this part of Key Largo. We found online a note of apparently there's one dock that you can use to tie up for the day to go explore the town, and while trying to find it, we kind of got lost, and we stopped and asked a man who was just out working in his yard. His yard was just on the water, and we just asked him for directions, and he was nice. We said, we just tie up here in front of my yard. We were looking at these restaurants that had dinghy docks, and they were very adamant that you can only tie up to our dinghy dock while you're here at the restaurant. We don't even want you leaving the restaurant and going for groceries or that sort of thing with your dinghy still tied up. And meanwhile, with this guy, we just nice enough to just let us just tie up in his yard. We went to the park there. We did some snorkeling in the park. Stopped at the grocery store, just kind of wandered around the town and checked things out. The next day, the original plan was to take 2 days to get back up to Miami. But since Elliott Key wasn't particularly exciting, it's a good anchorage if you need a place to rest for the night. But we looked at the distance and we're like, let's just do it all in one shot. Ended up luffing at the top, which I've managed to make a little bit better by tightening the reefing line here. But another problem I'm having is just managing lines on the boom. You can see my first reef is just slack, and I guess I could just tighten it up and, but the blue line is the reef that's currently in use, and of course once it's pulled down there's a lot of extra line, so I've looped it, but at the same time I needed the winch there to tighten it up, so
the outhaul, which is not currently outhauling because the reefing line is taking care of that while we're reefed, it's just wrapped loosely around there because I don't really have anywhere to connect it to. And it's frustrating to me not to have these lines really neat and organized. I mean, maybe this is the best I could do, but I feel like maybe I should be trying to figure out a better way to organize some of these lines. The audio in this clip is so bad that you can't understand a thing I'm saying, and it's completely unusable. But don't worry, I'm just going on and on and on, waxing poetic about the color of the water and everything. Not really anything you need to hear.